Hi students, welcome back to the Google Classroom of Class 10 Geography, Chapter 6 Manufacturing Industries. I hope all of you have studied the previous topics of this chapter very well and you all performed very well in your test paper. Children, in the previous class, you have learnt about the importance of manufacturing, the classification of industries, etc. On the basis of the source of raw materials used, industries can be classified into agro-based industries and mineral-based industries. Today, we will discuss agro-based industries like cotton textile industry, jute industry, sugar industry, etc. Agro-based industries. Agro-based industries use plant and animal-based products as their raw materials. Food processing, vegetable oil, cotton textile, dairy products, and leather industries are examples of agro-based industries. Cotton, jute, woolen textiles, sugar, and edible oil industries are based on agricultural raw materials. Let us start with the textile industry. The textile industry occupies unique position in the Indian economy because it contributes significantly to the industrial production, employment generation, and the foreign exchange earnings. First one is textile industry. What are the various stages of value addition in the textile industry? Textile manufacturing is a major industry. It is based on the conversion of fiber into yarn into fabric, and these are then dyed or printed, fabricated into clothes. So these are the stages of value addition to the textile industry. Textile industry contributes 14% to the Indian economy and it generates employment to 35 million persons and the second largest after agriculture. Foreign exchange earnings about 24.6 percentage. Then this textile industry contributes 4% towards GDP. It is the only industry in the country which is self-reliant and complete in the value chain, that is from raw material to the highest value added product. India's textile industry is among the oldest industries in the country, dating back several centuries. It is one of the largest contributors to the economy, accounting for 4% of the GDP. Then it is the second largest contributor towards employment generation after agriculture and contributing 10% to the country's manufacturing owing to its labor intensive nature. The textile and apparel industry can be broadly divided into two segments, yarn and fiber, and processed fiber and apparel. The textile and apparel industry constitute 14% of the total exports of the country. India is the second largest producer and exporter of textiles after China and the fourth largest producer and exporter of apparel after China, Bangladesh and Vietnam. Next one, cotton textiles. In ancient India, cotton textiles were produced with hand spinning and handloom weaving techniques. After the 18th century, power looms came into use. Our traditional industries suffered a setback during the colonial period because they could not compete with the mill-made clothes from England. So children, why did the traditional cotton textile industry of India receive a setback during the colonial period? The traditional cotton textile industry of India suffered a setback during the colonial period because of the competition from mill-made cloth from England. In England, cotton textiles were produced in large quantities with the help of power loom. The surplus was sold in India for profit as India was then a colony of England. Mill-made cloth was cheaper on account of large-scale production. On the other hand, our traditional textiles used ancient techniques like hand spinning and handloom weaving. Hence, its production could not compete with the mill-made clothes of England. This is very important question. The first cotton textile mill was set up in Mumbai in 1854. The cotton textile is mainly located in Maharashtra and Gujarat. What is the reason behind this? This is because of the availability of raw cotton as black cotton soil is present. Good transport facilities including port facilities, availability of labor and good moist climate. So, in the early years, the cotton textile industry was concentrated in the cotton growing belt of Maharashtra and Gujarat. This industry has close links with the agriculture and provides a living to farmers, cotton ball pluckers, and workers engaged in ginning, spinning, weaving, dyeing, designing, packaging, tailoring, and sewing. The industry, by creating demand, supports many other industries such as chemicals and dyes, packaging materials, and engineering works. Our main exports to Japan, USA, UK, France, Sri Lanka, Nepal, East European countries, etc. Cotton textile is produced by three methods in India: handloom, power looms, and mills. This cotton textile industry involves all these processes, which are ginning, spinning, weaving, dyeing, designing, tailoring, and packaging to produce ready-made garments. What are the major challenges faced by the cotton textile industry in India? Scarcity of good quality cotton. Main cotton growing area went to Pakistan during division. Then old machineries. Erratic power supply. Low output from farm labor. Tough competition from synthetic fibers. So children, these are the main problems related with the cotton textile industry. Once more, the scarcity of good quality cotton. Main cotton growing area went to Pakistan during division. Then old machineries, erratic power supply, low output from laborers, then tough competition from synthetic fibers. Next one is jute textiles. India is the largest producer of raw jute and jute goods and stand at the second place as an exporter after Bangladesh. Most of the mills are located in West Bengal, mainly along the banks of Hooghly River in a narrow belt. So, India is the largest producer of raw jute and jute goods. There are about 70 jute mills in our country. First jute mill was set up in Rishra, Kolkata in 1855. Jute is used in making rope, bags, carpets, etc. Most of the jute mills are located along Hooghly River in West Bengal because raw jute is available for West Bengal. Inexpensive water transport, a good network of railways, roadways and waterways to facilitate movement of raw materials to the mills, abundant water for processing raw jute, cheap labor from West Bengal and adjoining states of Bihar, Orissa and Uttar Pradesh. Then Kolkata as a large urban center provides banking, insurance and port facilities for export of jute goods. So all these are the factors responsible for the location of jute industries in Hooghly Basin. The main markets of our jute are USA, Canada, Russia, UAE, UK and Australia. These are the main importers of Indian jute. The growing global concern for environment-friendly, biodegradable materials has once again opened the opportunity for jute products. What are the main challenges faced by the jute industry in India. The challenges faced by the industry include stiff competition in the international market from synthetic substitutes and from other competitors like Bangladesh, Brazil, Philippines, Egypt, and Thailand. However, the internal demand has been on the increase due to the government policy of mandatory use of jute packaging. To stimulate demand, the products need to be diversified. In short, the challenges faced by the jute industry are demand for jute carpets and packing materials need to be promoted. Then high production cost. Stiff competition in the international market and synthetic substitute are posing problems. What do you mean by National Jute Policy or NJP? In 2005, National Jute Policy was formulated with the objective of increasing productivity, improving quality, ensuring good prices to the jute farmers, and enhancing the yield per hectare. So, what do you mean by National Jute Policy? This National Jute Policy was formulated in 2005 with the objectives of increasing productivity, improving quality, ensuring good prices to the jute farmers, and enhancing the yield per hectare. Next one, sugar industry. India stands second as a world producer of sugar. India occupies the first place in the production of gur and kandasari. The raw materials used in this industry is bulky, and it is the second largest agro-based industry after cotton. So first one is cotton. Then in 2010 to 11, there were over 662 sugar mills in the country, spread over Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, Punjab, Haryana, and Madhya Pradesh. Most of the mills are near the sugar cultivated areas. 60% mills are in Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. This industry is seasonal in nature, so it is ideally suited to cooperative sector. The sugar industry is shifting from northern to southern India. Why? Earlier, UP and Bihar were the main producer of sugarcane. Therefore, most of the sugar mills were located in these two states only. But now, sugar mills are shifting towards Maharashtra and Karnataka because of the following reasons. First one, per hectare production of sugarcane is higher in southern India. Black soil is quite suitable for cultivation of sugarcane. Cerco's content in the sugarcane is higher in Maharashtra and Karnataka. It means more sugar can be produced for less sugarcane. Mills and machines are new in southern states. New and modern machines increase the productivity. Crushing season for sugarcane is longer in southern states. Cooperative sugar mills are running successfully in southern states. So these are the main reasons why this sugar industry is shifting from northern to southern India. Then the major challenges faced by the sugar industry. It includes the seasonal nature of the industry, then old and inefficient methods of production, transport delay in reaching cane to factories, the need to maximize the use of baggage. And what is the meaning of baggage? The dry pulpy material left after the extraction of juice from sugarcane. Let us conclude today's session by recollecting all the concepts. On the basis of the source of raw materials used, industries can be classified into two, agro-based industries and mineral-based industries. Then give me some examples of agro-based industries. Cotton textile industry, jute industry and sugar industries are the examples of agro-based industries. The first cotton mill was established in Mumbai in 1854. Then India is the largest producer of raw jute and the second largest producer of sugar. Children, please note that the corresponding URL, notes of the lesson and test paper are also attached along with this video. Make use of all these available resources, study well and attend the test paper without fail. Thank you.